Well, Neil, a hard-fought 1-1 draw on the road against, I thought, two quite well-matched sides. I mean, what was your take on the game?
I think they did their homework on us. I think they kind of sat in a mid block. They let us play it around at the back, but when we was working our patterns and our rotations, they didn't follow players. They tried to sort of stick to their shape and not allow us to find any spaces. And I think although we dominated spells of the ball, we kind of had no zip about us and no change of pace. I think the word is to go and make something happen. And yeah, it was 0-0 all over it when it neither team, neither goalie had much to do, and obviously we made the cardinal mistake of just switching off with 30 seconds to go, and we got punished for a pretty poor goal from our perspective. So that part of it was sort of disappointing. But I thought I just challenged the mentality again at half time and just said go on, go for it. Don't you're losing the game. Don't be scared to lose it. Go for it. And I thought second half the intensity we played at, we were the better team.
I mean, obviously, conceding a goal at that point, I don't know. I don't know whether you rehearse what you're going to say at half-time beforehand or whether it's just instinctive. But
Mm.
does that obviously changes it a little bit? Does it?
Yes and no. I mean, I didn't. It's easy for me then to go in and get all emotional myself. But that's what I learn as more experience I get is what do I need to say? What would I have said at half time anyway? And it basically was there's not much in the game, but we're just lacking intensity in our play. So I just said to the boys, I think you're there. You look like you're just keeping possession of the ball. You don't look like you're trying to hurt them. You don't look like you're trying to score. I said so. We tweaked something. We pushed Harry Buterman up off of Innie as a 10. So we made a little tweak on the shape, and then we made another tweak on the shape and put two centre forwards up. And it was more the intent of the group. We looked like we wanted to get at them. We looked like we wanted to get crosses in, shots off, and try and score a goal. And credit to the boys, they did it all.
And I think in our commentary, you said almost from the word go in the second half, the change in in approach was
Yeah.
noticeable.
Well,
We
that was
got
it, and that was the point. I didn't shout and holler, I didn't have a go at them. I just said to them, look like you want to go and win the game. That just you can do it. Look like you want to go and win the game. Aggressive, running off the ball, trusting each other, trying to make something happen, trying to cross, trying to shoot, trying to score, and obviously a little tweak, pushing Harry up just off a closer to winner in here. And I thought, all of that kind of work, but it was the players that did it and their mentality. And that's what I just said to them after. The mentality in football is a huge thing, and you showed great bundles of it.
and it is a squad game, and Aidan O'Brien and Lewis Walker both had a significant part in the goal. How pleased were you with the substitutions and the way they performed?
Yeah, brilliant. Team to start. Team to start, squad to finish. With games, and you know, no one. 70 minutes in, you're going to get tired, or you might need to make tactical changes. And Walks has played midweek. Could have had that trick. Assisted a goal, scored two. I think he's assisted two and scored two midweek. So hopefully his confidence is high. He's come on today. He's done everything I've asked of him, and he'll probably claim he was about to score anyway. But we'll take whatever's happened. And Aidan, it was one of them. I wasn't sure if 30 minutes was going to be too much for him at the moment because we're trying to get him up to speed. But we took that decision, and hopefully, if he's okay, it puts him in a good spot for Tuesday night. So delighted with them. But the whole mentality of the group, the subs, everyone, it's very supportive of each other. Everyone's egging each other on, and that can take us a long way.
And it was noticeable that when we drew level, we could easily have sort of dropped into our shell a bit then, but we didn't. We were the team, apart from the last few minutes,
Yeah,
we were the team who were really pushing at the end.
yeah, and that's again comes back to that saying, don't be scared to lose the game. And I try and say it to the boys. It's a game of football. Don't be scared to lose it. Take chances, run forward, and then run back if you lose it. As long as we do that part, we can run forward. And I thought, again, the mentality of the group was more aggressive with more intent in the second half, and it showed.
And how important is it? Hardly anyone's playing today to get another point on the board towards our total when others aren't playing.
Yeah, I'm not worried about necessarily whether others aren't playing because I don't look at the table, and I'm not worried about whether it moves us up or keeps us the same. I mean, it's an end goal, like I said. 46 games is when it matters on the 3rd or the 5th of May, whatever it is. 46 games is when it matters. We've got to get past that 50-point mark, and that's our first remit. This is another point towards that total, and keeps the momentum and the spirit high. The lads feeling now that they're whatever it is 4 or 5 unbeaten, and they're thinking, right, come on, let's go again, and they're looking forward to the next game.
A few panicky tweets and things going out before kick-off about where's Matt Ward, where's Matt Ward, how's Matt?
Yeah, so we had Matt just on Thursday, just at the end of training, just said, I'm feeling my groin a bit, Gaffer, and we sent him straight in. He come in Friday, just said, I'm still feeling it a tiny bit, although it's better. And I just said, I'm not taking a risk with a player and trying to throw him out there and lose him for 3 weeks. So we just said, look, let's sit this one out. Physio dealt with him, and even if he sits out Tuesday night as well, if a week's rest gets him back in contention for next Saturday's game, then so be it. So obviously we know he brings some good qualities for us. And Tom Lee, he was ill, so he missed out as well. So we were literally what we bought was all we've got at the moment. But like I say, I'm not going to take a risk with a player with a slight muscle situation.
And finally, just a few words about the fans. Good turnout of the fans
Yeah,
today.
brilliant. And I know we've talked about trying to get that connect back between, and I always say it starts with the players running through a brick wall and really working their socks off for them. And I think they appreciated that. They appreciated the second half, how we tried to drive forward and how we tried to get back in the game and tried to win it. And it's great we all go over there at the end because they've come out on a cold January day and got right behind us. And now we'll go back home and try and do the same for them.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time, Neil. Safe trip back and see you Tuesday.
Cheers. Thanks.